World, you are in tune to the often imitated but never duplicated, world famous Know It All podcast. And you got all three of your boys in here. You got Big Tate. What's popping? Tate Boy Fresh. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. What's happening, man? Just got done watching the first half of my Pittsburgh Steelers. My boy Mitch look all right. The offensive line kind of shaky. I'm sure we'll talk about it, so I'll save it till you go to it.
Money making Mitch. We see you, Mitch. Hey, and what's happening? We got Big G, man. Big G, what popping? Repping the OH. I see you.
Yeah, man. I just got one thing to do before we get started and before we go into this commercial, man.
Somebody doing that corner time. I love it, man. Listen, if you are a fan of the podcast, make sure you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'm not even going to go to the graphic. I want y'all to see this corner time. Like and subscribe so that when we do go live, you'll definitely be here with us to watch these kind of antics and somebody paying off their bet with the corner time. But we're going to go ahead and drop into this, and we'll be right back. And we are here. Big G is about to resume his corner time here in a second because you know that didn't count because we was on a commercial. You got 5 good minutes of it. But yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and jump into B-Dirt. What's up? Somebody's paying off their corner time today. You're about to get a chance to see that. It started it. But listen, we're going to go ahead and jump into, first and foremost, we're going to jump into preseason football. We're going to talk about Tom Brady and his return. Let's talk about how he looked and is it even necessary? I mean, do we have to say that, Tom Brady's 40 some odd years young, you know what I'm saying? And he came back and looked like Tom Brady. What did you think about this performance, Tate? Talk to me, man.
I just saw a little bit of it because wasn't watching my streaming service. I was watching the regular TV, and that game wasn't on NFL Network. But man, Brady just come in, play a few series, man. I mean, it's not important to Tom Brady as much as it is for the rest of the offense getting rapport with Tom Brady being in there. Tom Brady don't need it, but the receivers need it. You got Julio Jones is new. You got a couple new linemen. So I think they need it, not so much Brady. But I'm all right with it.
I hear that. I hear that. And Big G, are we going back to the corner time?
Man, I'll give it on the outro, dog. I got you. I'm gonna make sure I pay my time, even to the point where I made a sign for it. So if you missed it, B-Dirt, watch the rewind, bro. You should have been with us from the beginning. Anyway, man, y'all, it's fruitless, man. I'm a big person that doesn't like preseason football at all, man. I think it's sort of fruitless. I think that it's just an additional moneymaker for the NFL. Because
Big G.
What's happening? What's
Yeah,
happening?
You played football your whole young life.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look forward and want scrimmages and stuff like that.
I hated scrimmages. The only thing I liked was when we had an opportunity to do inter squad against first team, and or when we were able to practice against other teams. I did like that because that's more of a controlled atmosphere and a controlled environment. The reason why I've always disliked it is because the risk of injury. I've always disliked, and it's showing more and more, and the NFL, they got to make their dollars the way they got to make it, and they got to have opportunities for young cats to get, to make the roster. But I just don't like, if you on that 22-man first team defense, first team offense, you shouldn't see a down in preseason. That's just my belief. And I think Sean McVay has proven that formula because he's never played a starter in the preseason. And guess what? They're the defending Super Bowl champions. So I think it works. It's just a matter of what your coaching style is and what you bring to the table. But if you're a starting 11-man offense or defense, you should be in warm-ups the whole time in preseason because you don't want to take that chance to get hurt. That's just my belief.
Yeah, speaking of that, man, I mean, we had a rough little go with it with TJ Watt just a while ago in the Steeler game where, you know, it looked like it could be bad. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it could be bad. Definitely, you know, it's just one of those things that I think when we get to this part, that last preseason game, I think the starters should be out. Honestly, if you were going to try to knock the rust off of the starters, knock the rust off in you know those first couple of weeks, and then you know let this should be what an audition tape for your third and fourth team. You know what I'm saying? This should really be an audition tape for them. And in one of them, if they step up, you know, like we've had several step up, Izzy, Bale, they've all stepped up, man. And you know, I mean, that's good for them. You get a chance to make, you know, the 53-man roster and make that cut. But I don't know how I feel about starters and primetime players out here in preseason because I don't want to risk that of them getting hurt at all. But, you know, I mean, hey, if you ain't got no solidified spots and people are still trying to Mitch Trubisky, a money-making Mitch, is still playing for, I think he locked that starting job up just now, but he was still playing for that first position. Now I think you're finna see, you know, Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett go at it to see who's going to be that second-string quarterback. Who do you think's going to win that battle, by the way, Tate?
Mitch just running with that last 2-minute drive before halftime.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think there's anything Kenny Pickett can come in and do now and be starter week one in Cincinnati.
Talking about Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph. Who do you think wins that battle?
Oh, that's Kenny Pickett. That's for second team, but that's Kenny Pickett. Mason, when he get in, he auditioning to play for the team that he playing against.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I think that, you know, Mason Rudolph is definitely trade bait for any team that hasn't solidified a backup quarterback, but possibly the Detroit Lions. But I look for maybe a couple of other teams to really look strong and hard at Rudolph because, like I was saying weeks ago, he's a top 1-2 quarterback in the whole NFL. If there's 32, he's a top 64 NFL quarterback.
So, G, I told you and Mod in our off channel that Mason Rudolph moved. He top 48 now. He better than 16 backup quarterbacks in the league.
I agree.
He's somewhere in that top 16.
Yeah, we said that, and I would even recant my statement. He's top 40. He's in the top 40, the lower half of the 30s. You know what I'm saying? After looking at some of these,
I think 40 to 42 is fair.
Yeah, looking at some of these backups.
Some of them is bad, man.
Oh my God! I'm like, wow. It's just
team. If certain teams lose their starter, their season is over. You cancel Christmas, man. So that
that's really most teams, Big G. I mean, it ain't too many teams that gonna take a backup quarterback all the way to the Super Bowl, not for the whole season.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed. Let me ask y'all this: do y'all think Cleveland makes a run at Mason Rudolph?
I don't see that. I think it caused too much strife on their team since Myles Garrett busted him in the face with a helmet. I mean, so I don't see that dynamic. We already brought Ogunjobi in, who pushed Mason in his back after he got hit in the face with a helmet. So Ogunjobi on Pittsburgh. Now to say he's gonna go to Cleveland and be teammates with Myles Garrett, who hit him in the face with a helmet, I don't see that.
What about Jimmy G?
No, they're not going to move off of Jimmy G because Trey Lance is an unproven commodity, man. The bottom line is Trey Lance runs RPOs and he can't get hurt. And you want to sit nice because the 49ers have aspirations of going to that Super Bowl. And Jimmy G's already proven he can do it because he took them to a Super Bowl. So if I'm the 49ers, you'd have to give me a first-round pick to get Jimmy G. I ain't giving him up because I need that assurance because we're trying to go on a run. We want to win the bowl.
So yeah, and switching gears, B Dirt said,
look good. B Dirt
said what I said earlier on, and there was a discussion about this, and let's go ahead and go into it. Malik Willis, Tennessee. We had this discussion about him earlier, and if I remember, Tate Boy Fresh said he's unproven. NFL is moving. He comes from a Division III. He doesn't look like he can handle the NFL like that. I mean, a whole bunch of comments that Tate Boy Fresh said, but hey, you're not willing to take that back. I just heard you say he looked good.
I'm not going to take that back. He does look good. He looks good, just like Kenny Pickett looks good. They look good against vanilla defense. He's not going to start this year unless Tennessee is in the tank. That's all I'm saying. He's not going to start. He's going to be their quarterback next year, though.
Yeah, he might. Well, Tate, I think he might start by week 9 or week 10 because
if they lose it.
I think the Tennessee Titans is in a whole lot of trouble this
year. But in the AFC South, they got one team they're competing with. It ain't no guarantee they're going to be losing.
Right. But I know playing 500 football ain't going to get you close to the playoffs. I know that without a shadow of a doubt.
It's going to take 10, 11 wins minimum to get in the AFC playoff.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If they're 5-5, 4-6 at that 10, it's
now you can be 9-8 if you're in the NFC East though.
Yeah, to win the division, you'll get the 7th place. I agree. You'll get at the end at number 7 at 9-8. You could win that division.
But I said the NFC East. But if you win the division, you're not number 7. You're number 4. But I'm saying 9 wins could win the NFC East. I really got a feeling 11 wins gonna get it. But yeah, you could win 9 and win it still.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Malik Willis looked good. I'll tell you another rookie quarterback that looked good down there in Atlanta. Look really, really, really good. Cincinnati's quarterback, came from Cincinnati last year, plays for Atlanta right now. What's his name? His name is escaping me right now.
Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder, yes. Looked really good. Even though he threw 2 picks, he looked good. He looked like he's primed to take that spot if, definitely Mariota's not getting it done. I think he's primed to take the spot. I think Mariota stays because he has more experience. But I can say this though. Desmond Ridder's not a fall. He's not a fall off at quarterback.
That means really to me they're the same guy. Go ahead, Big G.
Yeah, CJ Stroud or bust, bro, for in Atlanta.
Seattle. Seattle.
It's CJ Stroud or bust, man. They're not trying to get anything else but remain around that 5, no more than 6 wins. 6 wins, somebody's got to take a fall for the team. Somebody got to take a dive. You go in and talk to the left tackle and say, hey, look, man, you just start whistling when we snap the ball and move out the way. Because it's CJ Stroud or bust, man. I'm telling you, for Atlanta, Seattle, maybe the Houston Texans, maybe a couple other teams. It's Stroud.
I think Houston is satisfied with Davis Mills. I think they like Davis Mills. You know what I'm saying?
He's not the future though. I mean, he's good. He's not special. If they got a high pick and they got Cleveland's pick, and Cleveland could be bad, they definitely going quarterback if they got a chance at Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Just kind of moving around the league in preseason action. Was there anything else that stood out to you guys? Any other performance to you guys that kind of like, wow, okay, this guy's different?
I'm gonna give it up to your boys, man. The second unit, Dallas secondary, got a lot of good players in there, man.
Yeah,
they got a lot of good players, and I like that Israel, whatever his name is.
Yeah, we call him Izzy.
Okay, he's from South Carolina. I liked him coming out. And y'all had another guy. 3 of them got interceptions yesterday.
Bell and Bland.
Bell, yeah, Bell.
Bell and Bland. Bell is from
Florida
A&M. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Deron Bland is from San Diego State.
No, I like those pieces. Them is pieces, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think, because we went in, we were playing 2s and 3s the majority of the game, and really got to the 4s. And it was just auditioning. I like that. I like the fact that there are pieces there. There are pieces in place defensively. Looks really, really solid. Looks really, really solid. We got to see Anthony Barr play a little bit. Definitely got a chance to see that he can still run and hit real hard. he can run and hit real hard. As Seattle's running back, he'll tell you he got blasted by Anthony Barr. And then definitely you have we're having problems at our OT. You know what I'm saying? I do think Tyler Smith comes back and he goes to offensive tackle. I also think that we're gonna make a move. Jerry's Jerry, and he's gonna hustle. He's gonna tell you it's all right and it's good until he actually goes and makes a move. But I fully expect him to make a move, picking up 2 tackles before we go into that game. A tackle and another guard before we go into that game with Tampa Bay.
KnoItAllz. There we go with this mod bias, bro. Mod does not understand that the Dallas Cowboys is in major trouble. Before we even get on longevity, just like we said, they're not winning 13 games. We'll keep it moving.
Hey.
But to answer your question about who's looked good in this preseason, shout out to Breece Hall, a running back of the New York Jets, and every rookie wide receiver that has played so far this year. This wide receiver group is special. It is really special. And I think that they're going to be, within a year or two, outside of the quarterback position, the wide receiver group is going to be the face of the NFL. Shout out to the rookie wide receivers that has played their behind off this season. And it's across the board. It's not one team, 2 teams, 3 teams. There's a whole bunch of rookie wide receivers that are really good.
George Pickens has played really, really good. I mean, he's played really, really good. I think, that's the main rookie wide receiver to me that just like jumps off the page.
Out of camp, I would agree with you. I mean, you still got all those first round picks. George Pickens is a second round pick.
Correct.
I think he like the 7th or 8th receiver taken.
Correct.
Hey, but look, he's still out here shining right now.
Yeah, he is. But he might have been one of the top receivers taken if it wasn't for that injury.
Yeah.
So I don't want to discount him as far as that goes because he has first round pedigree, first round talent, just as good as anybody drafted. Yeah. But he got hurt, so it was kind of a risk pick.
And but the whole crew, I'm telling you, is George Pickens, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Trey Burke.
Drake hadn't played yet.
Drake played. He got hurt like the first preseason game.
Correct. He caught a cross route and was on his way to the house and got caught.
I thought he had been hurt all the preseason.
Nah, he caught a crossing route from Marcus Mariota and was on his way to the house and got cracked. And got caught from an offside. Your
boy got a touchdown yesterday too for Tennessee. Burke.
Yeah,
Trey Burke got one.
Every rookie wide receiver has shown. Even the kid up there in Kansas City, what's his name? Tate. Went to
from Pittsburgh.
No. He's
from Pittsburgh. He went to Central Michigan. He's from Pitt. Yeah. He played quarterback on the same team Mike Tomlin's son played.
Correct. Correct.
Well,
I just can't think his name. But every rookie wide receiver that I've seen so far has played outstanding football. So this class, I'm telling you, there's something real special about this class.
Well, gee, I mean, I'm not one, to just say anything like you just say anything. You know what I'm saying? You have hot takes after hot takes. You know what I'm saying? Accuse people of everything. But I'm going to give you props. You had said that the wide receiver class moving forward was going to be that thing. You had said it. You were talking about 11-man football. 11-man formation. You were talking
Sky Moore.
That's his name.
You were talking about that. I got to give you that, man. I can't sit here and say you didn't. And I think next year's class of wide receivers are going to be even more special. Definitely. Thomas said, if the Steelers get average play at quarterback and offensive line, what's their ceiling? Great question, man. I've actually said, and I've told this to G, if they get average play and your boy starts getting off, number 22 in the backfield, starts acting a dog, if Najee starts acting a dog, get 1,200, Pickens and the rest of them dudes, they still got Claypool. And this Sims kid is jumping off the page for me too. So it's like, I'm just saying to you, you think you're going to be cut? I'm just saying to you, they're going to have good wide receiver core and they're going to have a balanced running game. Hey, man, 12 wins?
I got 11 being the Steelers.
Yeah, the ceiling for me is 11 or 12, but would be make the playoffs, definitely win a playoff game. Maybe the furthest is the AFC Championship, unless they just get smoking hot. That's the ceiling. If they get smoking hot, then I don't think nobody can beat them because I think we still have a top 5 defense. But
that defense looked good. I mean, but I agree with both of y'all. I think the ceiling is 11, 12. The floor is 8, 9.
Yes.
I'm going to say 9, so Tom will have no losing season. 9 and 8 is the floor.
Yeah.
If that line can come together, man, Big G, come on, man. We played the line. You know what it is. It's about repetition, rapport, and just learning each other. Yeah. So Pittsburgh had one of their Super Bowl winning seasons back in 2005, and they had the worst ranked line in the league.
Yes, they did.
You know, but if they can just come together over time, it's gonna be a work in progress all year.
Right. What happens is that, and you're right, man, is that you got to get that timing down. But the issue is for offensive linemen across the board is you have to have trust. If you don't trust the guy that you're playing next to know that he's got your back no matter what, it's hard to do. And the only way you can get trust is you got to play together. So I look for them. If they start out, if they're a C- offensive line, week 1, week 2, week 3, I look for them by week 9, week 10 to be a B offensive line, B, maybe even B+, because they have the talent. Is they just got to play together.
I agree with you.
That's the main thing.
I think B+ is a bit high. I say C+ by week 9, week 10 would be good. Because I don't see them getting to an A. I think they still one stud away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a number 1 draft pick at the tackle.
I always say this, though. I always say this, and I tell everybody, and I've told you guys, big names were small names before they got an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? When you get an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, and you step in and you do your thing, who knows? There's going to be surprises this year, you guys. And you can't you could say what it is right now. You could be definitely dry and bland and say, this is what it looks like to me. But you can't discount or discredit the fact that somebody may play above their head. It happens all the time in football. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. Larry Brown played above his head because he was in a system that, you know, made him just look all world. But when he got outside of that system, hey, it was a failure.
He didn't look all world. Neil O'Donnell gave him 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl, and that high profile made him look all world, and he got money.
Hold on, Tate. I watched him that whole season, and he was very solid that whole season. But it was a system. It was definitely a system that he was in. That's what got him the money.
You're going down the road. You're going down the bias road again,
I watched the game.
You're going down that bias road, man.
You gotta watch the game.
They had Neil O'Donnell's mom and dad taped up with their mouth taped up and handcuffed somewhere in the basement somewhere.
What did Larry Brown do after that Super Bowl?
Not a dang thing.
Nothing. He was trash. The Raiders.
Because he went to the Raiders. Like I said, he got out of the system. If you listen to what I'm saying and stop focusing on the Cowboys, Mr. Bias, you would hear what I'm saying. Sometimes players get in a system that is beneficial to them and they go through the roof. You know what I'm saying? When you put the right players in the right system.
If it wasn't for those Neil O'Donnell interceptions in the Super Bowl, would he have got paid? Would he have even left Dallas? He still would have been a mediocre.
He may not have left Dallas, but he was still going to get paid. I mean, you know, he was an agent coming. He was going to get paid. I mean, he had those weren't his only 2 interceptions of the season. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with systems, but what I'm saying is that if you show up the right place at the right time, you got the ability to make money. But Larry Brown definitely benefited from Neil O'Donnell's buffoonery because those were probably, if you go back to NFL history, those are probably the 2 worst mistakes in Super Bowl history. I'm talking about all the way back from Super Bowl 1 to now. Outside of them not giving Marshawn Lynch on the ball on the 1-yard line to beat the Patriots, those have to be the 2 most butt-fronted plays in the history of college football. I mean, NFL football.
Larry Brown was picked in round 12. They had 12 rounds back then.
Yeah.
He played 6 seasons and had 14 career interceptions.
Yeah, Yeah, and 2 in the Super Bowl. 2 in one game. so yeah, it's like I said, man. But I do agree with systems. I don't disagree with because
I don't disagree with mine on that either.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's what I said. You put a player, you put a young tackle, a young guard in the right system, and you teach them that they have somebody that you can coach them up. Now there's just some people you can't coach up. It is like Josh Ball. You're not coaching. You can't coach bad feet. You know what I'm saying? You can't coach bad. There are certain things about each position that you can't coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and I think that's where we differ. You got some guys that are picked in the 3rd or 4th round. You like, oh, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good, and you sound like you counting on them. I don't think you can count on young late round. You can't count on them. They can pop. They can eventually pop. I agree with you. But you can't count on. You can't say, "Oh, we got the 4th round rookie from South Alabama playing wide receiver, and he gonna come in and take Amari Cooper's spot."
I'm not even talking about the cap. I'm talking about your line. That's what we were talking about. I was talking about your linemen. I'm saying that your linemen can actually develop. You can't just sit and say, "Oh, well, they may not, or they may." I'm saying in a system they may flourish and they may surprise.
Take the left side, for example. Dan Moore, drafted in the 4th round last year, started 16 games last year out of circumstance. I believe he can get better, but I don't believe he's like one of those top pedigree guys you get in the 1st round.
Right. His ceiling is a B- offensive lineman.
Already.
That's his ceiling. He has no way. There's no way he'll ever become a B+ or A-. But in a system, he can show us, because in the Pittsburgh system, because they have so much good stuff at skill position, all you got to do, you don't have to pancake a guy. Just get in a dude's way and give Najee a couple of seconds to get by you, or get Fryer move the ball, or get whoever. That's all you got to do, is just give an opportunity to get cast the ball. Tate, who in the heck do you got on your screen?
I don't know how. That's got to be some crossover. That's the dude bad from the BTSC.
Yeah,
I don't know how I don't know how his still shot is on my thing when I paused the camera.
That was hilarious, man.
So Eric Williams is my example. I always go back. There's
Central State University, Ohio, Central State, Eric Williams.
Third round, pick 70. Monster.
But Mod, if Eric Williams would have went to a Division I school, he probably would have been a top 10 pick.
If the fifth, everybody here watching would be drunk.
But he got penalized. But he got penalized because he went to Central. And that's that. You know how much that's saying how good he is? That he was a 3rd round pick out of Central State of Ohio. They're at that time period, they were NAIA. They wasn't even NCAA Division 3 or 4, Division 3 or 2. They was NAIA. So for him to go in the 3rd round from an NAIA school, that's saying that they knew he was all world. They knew from the rip that this kid, if he'd have went to Ohio State, he'd have been a top 10. He would have been Orlando Pace if he'd have went to Ohio State.
Nate Newton. I'm saying when players get in, Nate Newton was undrafted, but when players get into systems and they get into the right place with the right coach, they can develop. And that's what I'm hoping. Disagree. And that's what I'm looking to see. That's what I'm looking to see throughout the league. I want to see the stories, the underdog stories. I want to see the people who didn't get like this pub and people didn't expect them to do something. I love seeing that every year. I love seeing the guys.
Nate Newton didn't pop for 3 years. He was drafted by the Redskins, came to the Dallas 3 years. He played in the USFL.
Yeah.
And then he started to pop.
My point is I love seeing the guys, and I count on that. I count on there's somebody this year that we're underestimating. There's somebody on every team that we're saying, I don't know.
Doubt.
And it's cool because we're supposed to be sober about everything. If you're reporting and we're doing everything the right way, we're supposed to be sober.
You're right. Pittsburgh, I feel like Pittsburgh hit on every draft pick they had this year. I think every draft pick gonna make the team. That's Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, DeMarcus Leal.
Yeah.
In the 4th round, they got Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
And then they got Cameron Hayward's little brother, Connor Hayward.
So you think he's gonna make it over the Sims guy? You think Sims is gonna get cut?
Oh, Hayward's gonna make the squad. Hayward's in the 2 tight end set is gonna be in the game. While you playing when they run two tights, he's
Calvin Austin.
Oh, Calvin Austin definitely make it.
Austin is guaranteed to make it.
And he hurt. Like if you're a 4th round rookie and you hurt, you usually don't make it.
Yeah.
He gonna make it 53 and he been hurt.
Yeah. And it's gonna see after week 7 or week 8.
And they got Mark Robinson.
Yep. What's the kid from Texas, the Texas A&M kid that played defensive end?
That's DeMarcus Leal. Leal.
Yeah. Oh, he's a monster. But
no, Mark Robinson from Ole Miss, the linebacker is a monster.
Yeah.
And then they got out of quarterback Chris Oladukin in the 7th round. They cut him, but watch when they trade Max Rudolph, they're gonna bring him back, put him on the practice squad. So every draft pick is gonna make it. But I'm not counting on him. I'm not even counting on Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I'm not counting on Pickens. I mean, if Pickens gives us 70 catches, we move to the top 5 receiving core in the league. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. For our move, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and Pickens, we're top 5 in the league if he gives us 70 catches. But I'm not counting on it.
And then you sprinkle in some Calvin Austin and Miles Boykin.
Yes, that's what I said.
So you believe that's who you believe makes the team. You think all of your draft picks are gonna make the team?
I agree with Tate.
3-man roster.
I agree with Tate. Every last one of them gonna make the squad. Every last one.
I can say that. I can say that with us. I can definitely say that with us.
I wouldn't doubt it either. I think Dallas had an underrated draft.
I think they hit on the draft, real good. I do believe Sam Williams is making the team. That's
he looked number 54, right? He looked good, but
yeah.
I'm just telling you. He might pop. He might flat. I'm saying you can't count on it. You can't say, he going to replace Randy Gregory. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he ain't going to be a good player.
I'm telling you, Dorian Armstrong is starting. You know what I'm saying? Dorrance Armstrong is starting at that spot, right? He's behind Dorian. See, I believe, and I've always said, that a team is only as good as its weakest link. And if you got 2 deep that's just cold, you know what I'm saying? It's next man up mentality. The NFL, you play hurt all year. All year you play hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not injured, but you're hurt. After every game, you playing hurt. So I agree. It's a blessing to have somebody behind you where the fall off ain't too deep. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so let me ask this question. 53-man roster. Who has the best 53-man roster in the league? Because we pretty much know who's going to get cut. At this stage in the game, there might be a couple of surprises here or there. But if you had to pick a roster from the top to the bottom, what NFL team has the best 53-man roster, in your opinion?
And two real quick. I'm a great guy here in about 5 minutes. San Diego Chargers and Baltimore Ravens minus their wide receivers.
LA Chargers and Baltimore Ravens is your top 2?
Yep.
Okay. Mod, who you say got the best 53-man roster?
I can't say for true. Honestly, because I've been selective in my preseason. I didn't watch everybody. I know Baltimore, I would agree, they are diesel. And even they got a couple of wide receivers that are coming on right now. You know what I'm saying? So, they're diesel. And their backup quarterback looks good. So, I'd agree. I'd say Baltimore because I did watch them. Anybody else, I don't know, because I've done more training camp stuff with the Cowboys. I've been deep diving into that and examining our roster more than anything. I hadn't really examined everybody else's roster. I've just watched them play, so I can't say, man. I can't say. But
I got the Los Angeles Chargers, the New Orleans Saints, the Kansas City Chiefs, and my Pittsburgh Steelers. I think 53-man top to bottom. I like Buffaloes. I like Buffaloes, but I like those teams I just named.
So B-Dirt said jumping from one bias to another, and he said Chargers and the Bills. I forgot about the Bills. That would be my other. I did watch them. That would be my other team. They 2 deep is phenomenal.
I question their running back room.
I don't.
I do.
They got Cook's younger brother is a dog.
James Cook.
He's a dog. He's ready. You know what I'm saying? And you still
I like Zach Moss. I like Zach Moss too as a running back.
Singletary still there, right?
Singletary, but I question. We talk about top rosters.
Yeah.
You know, every team I said got the elite quarterback, Herbert. They got a good line. Look at their defensive line. Look at Austin Eckler's an all pro running back. They got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I'm just saying. They got Derwin James back there in the secondary. They picked up the kid from New England, Jackson. Yeah. I mean, so look at their roster. And Buffalo got a great roster. I mean, they one of the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. But G said your top one or two. I just named two.
I got it. Yeah. I can deal
with
it.
See, and that's the difference of a team making a strong run when it gets to like week 15, 16, 17 into the playoffs. If you have a too deep roster, because the NFL, you're going to lose a guy for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And you got to be able to plug a guy in and keep and hold it down, even sometimes in that quarterback spot. So that's why I say a 53-man roster, those are the teams you need to look at that's going to make the run for the Super Bowl. Because I do know when Kansas City won it, they had the best roster in the league. I do know when Tampa Bay won it, they had the best roster in the league. And I do know when the Rams just won the Super Bowl, they had the best roster in the league. So the 53-man roster, if you want, after they make the cuts, and you want to look at, okay, who's going to make a run, you got to have that roster. If you got that too deep jumping off, you got a legit chance to do something.
I think we need to do that. I think we need to examine the final cuts are going to be made Tuesday. Let's go examine, and we'll be back and we'll talk about that. You got a final take before you go?
Man, no, I'm just about to get out of here, man. You know, it's that time of year for us, that fantasy football season. I'm about to go do my first draft. It's an actual in-person draft. We meet at this little sports bar, not too far from me, but you know, none of the computer technology, none of that, man. It's all about what you know up here. So if y'all know that, y'all know I'm gonna do good, right? Y'all know I'm gonna do good.
Man, if you finish less than 500 in your league, you are freaking trash.
Big G, I've never finished less than 500 in my fantasy football life.
Okay, well that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
You just worry about Mod finishing the show and you turn it on back around and giving that corner time.
Listen, he does got it. He does got to get the corner time. I need to tell you guys, Bobby Compton had a couple of comments here. He said Theismann's intercepted screen pass in the Super Bowl was awful too. He said that was awful. And then
Theismann.
Yeah.
Joe Theismann, but what against who? The Raiders?
Yeah, that was a horrible screen pass that got picked off.
Is that Bobby Compton from Lima? Used to go to school with his Lima senior back in the 90s. Detroit Lions fan. Y'all getting stumped right now. Robert Compton.
I know it's him now because he said, I believe all the Lions draft picks make the team as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see? What's up, Bob? Good to see you, man.
Yeah. So, hey, definitely take, man. Make sure you take some commentary, ask some questions, and we'll talk about it. Tell him we'll talk about it on the show next week.
Okay. You know, all right, fellas, man. Y'all go ahead and close out. Have a good one, man. And, hey, we about back in football. By the time we talk next week,
this will be done jumped off.
Notre Dame to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Next Friday coming is my 50th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having a little special brunch at the house on Saturday morning. You know, people coming from out of town, family and stuff like that. People around here, not much, like 25 people. And my brother gonna be here, and when we get done with that, that's just an all-day football watching day.
Well, happy early birthday to the second know-it-all. You're the second. You're not the know-it-all that knows it all. You're number two. And that's a good thing. That's a good spot to be in.
Hey, I'm about to be 50, man. I got wisdom over you, you little whippersnapper.
Hey, man,
all right, fellas, man. I'm sure I talked to y'all in the you know the Slack channel.
Oh, for sure.
All right,
for sure.
All right, y'all.
Yep.
Listen, B-Dirt said every draft pick this year would make the Lion squad.
Man, B-Dirt is harassing our guests. Wow, B-Dirt.
You're wild, B-Dirt. You're wilding, man. You're wilding.
B-Dirt gave the guests to watch the show some flack. Wow. Go ahead, B-Dirt. Do your thing, bro.
B-Dirt should be over there with Nick Cannon, man. He wilding out. He's definitely wilding out. Bobby
Hey,
laughs.
So I got a question to ask you. I got a question.
Uh-huh.
If you had to pick your final four for the NFL right now, because the preseason is over with in about 20 minutes, right? If you had to pick your NFL final four today, who's your final four? AFC 2 teams, NFC 2 teams. If you had to pick them today. Now, I'm not going to hold you to this because it's early and we didn't do it as a whole KnoItAllz crew. But if you had to have a gut feeling today, because I'm gonna call you on it on Sunday. I'll be like, hey man, stick your chest out. Who you got? So if you had to pick your final four today,
I can't make an educated guess right now because I haven't seen ones yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So in order for me to make an educated guess, bro, I have to see ones. But I will say this: there's some things that I believe, you know, there's going to be some hurt feelings. I don't think that because of the talent level of the rookies that are coming into this league, and the jumps on the number twos from last year, you know what I'm saying? This is their second year in the league. Teams are going to be better, and there's not going to be too many pushover games. You're not going to have games where you're blowing people out. This year is not going to be a whole bunch of blowout games. It's going to be more. There's going to be more grudge matches than there is anything else. You know, 3, 4. That's why the people who have good kickers, they're in good position right now. They're in good kickers and good tight ends. You need that. You're going to need it to win in the NFL right now. You're going to need a good tight end. You're going to need a good kicker, solid defense. And, I mean, you're going to be able to – I mean, I said this with the Cowboys. You're going to have to score over 28 points to beat people this year, period.
Hey, so listen, if I had to pick my final four right now, it would be the Green Bay Packers playing the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game and the Los Angeles Chargers playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. If I had to pick my final four today, it would be Kansas City against Los Angeles and the 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers in the NFC. That would be my final four.
I just don't know that I could. I don't know that I could agree with that. I mean, like I said, we know who Aaron Rodgers is. That's you know, but we don't know who that defense is.
Oh, I know. I've watched them this year. They have a top 5 defense. Well, and I can't stand the Packers. I'm just being honest. I can't stand them. You know, but that they have a top 5 defense, and Aaron Rodgers is not going to just look for Devontae Adams. He's going to throw the ball all over the yard.
Well, Devontae Adams ain't there no more, so he can't look for him.
He's not looking for him. They're going to throw the ball all over the yard. And as I believe that San Francisco, in my opinion, has the best coach in the NFL. That's it. And I love Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's been my coach for 20 years. But I think that the 49ers has the best coach in the league. His play calling is unbelievable.
Speaking of coaches, let's transition. Let's downshift again. Scott Frost is gonna get fired, man. I don't.
You're talking about Nebraska's head coach.
Yes, I don't understand this call. Like, Scott, what's going through your head? Casey just made Casey Thompson, who was last season's starting quarterback at University of Texas, goes to Nebraska, plays out of his mind these first couple of quarters. The third quarter plays out of his mind. I think the score was 27 to like 14 or something. 16,
they were up 11. They were up 11 when he tried the onside kick.
27-16. What are you doing an onside kick? Big G, where does this make sense at? Tell me, where in the world do you do this at?
I understand it, but I don't, right? I understand the surprise of it. You're overseas in Ireland. You've had a very short time to prepare for anything like that. But Pat Fitzgerald, the coach of Northwestern, is always savvy because he's a great coach. So I understand it a little bit. However, what killed them and what showed, and I think what Scott Frost knew more than any of us, is from that 3-minute mark in of the third quarter all the way to the end of the game in Northwestern, they ran the ball down Nebraska's throat. And I think that he
which is all the more reason you kicked the freaking ball.
Right, but I think he was so scared. I think he was so scared and so worried about him being able to stop. And for whatever reason, they didn't. The Nebraska offense did not adjust. They never adjusted.
Big G, hold on, man. Big G, come on, man. Nebraska was running the ball too. Right?
Yeah, right. Number 10.
So
number 10,
you kicked the ball. This is just coaching for dummies. You know what I'm saying? Kick the ball.
Yeah,
even if they go score.
Yeah.
You got to go 80 yards down the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 80 yards down the field. That's going to take up a lot of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which means you're not just going to start running the ball. You're going to try to get some passing in. But when I give you a short field.
Yeah. I mean the bottom line is this: Scott Frost. If Scott Frost doesn't win at least 6 games, 7 games this season, he's fired in Nebraska.
Oh my God!
I get it, but I don't. You know, I wouldn't. If I was the coach, there's no way I'd have took that chance. There's no way.
B-Dirt said Frost trying to get that severance package.
I feel it. I feel it because he has to win 6 to 7 games this year, or he's going to get fired. You know, they actually, so it wasn't even an ability to fire Scott Frost last year because of how lucrative his package was. But when he negotiated in this offseason, which also speaks to maybe how smart Scott Frost actually was, he took a pay cut. And he also made it easier for them to be able to can him based on what was going on. So, Scott Frost, you're playing for your job. I don't see you beating Iowa. I don't see you beating Wisconsin. You already lost to Northwestern. That West is not looking too good. You could beat Illinois, and you play Oklahoma in a couple of weeks, so you're going to take an L there. So I'm looking at losses all across the board, and I think they play the Big in the East this year. I think they play Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. So there's 3 more losses. So he's looking 6 or 7 L's in the face.
It doesn't make sense. I agree with B-Dirt. He's trying to get his severance package because it doesn't, as just coaching 101, and know-it-all fans, y'all tell me, does it make sense? Do you just kick the ball, make them go the length of the field to score? That they would take 5 to 6 minutes off of the clock. Yeah. Then you can in turn turn around and start running the ball with your stud because your stud was running the ball as well. You know what I'm saying? And you don't. And then Casey doesn't throw those 2 interceptions he threw at the end of the game, trying to get you back in it.
Well,
you know,
they didn't blitz him until the 4th quarter. They sacked him 3 times, all in the 4th quarter, late, and because the coaching staff of Northwestern was sitting back and watching, and they're like, they're not adjusting. They're running the same freaking plays. So they never ran a seam ever. I never seen them run a seam route. I never saw them run 3-3-3. Run 1 wide to the wide side of the field with 3 on this side and flood aside. I never saw that. I never saw a wheel route. These are all things that
Casey was running for his life. Right. He was running for his life. Honestly, you know, I don't understand it. That yesterday was when I seen that was the most. It was just a bonehead play. It was a bonehead coaching move. And then he follows it out. I think he was drinking beer. I think he was in Ireland. He got some of that stuff at a pub. He went to one of the pubs, and it was still strong, and it was in his system. Then he's going to say, well, it doesn't look like a good decision when it doesn't. It didn't look like a good decision when you did it, Scott.
He took it on.
When he thought about it, it wasn't a good decision.
He said it's on me, you know, and I feel him. But, it's on you because you about to be packing. But, hey, shout out to Fitzgerald, the coach. He said, we're staying a little extra over here in Ireland. And he said the team ain't leaving the Monday night. So they got some serious partying going down in Northwestern over there overseas, man. So, but
they're going to a pub. They're going to probably the same pub that messed Scott up. Because you know what? That must have been some good beer over there because I got to go back.
Hey, Mob, while we talking about college football, man, I got to give a shout out, man, to FAMU and the fight that they put up last night against North Carolina, man.
That was big.
Those kids fought, man. I mean, I was so proud just to see those kids fight the way that they fought. They did not. They had all those kids suspended, and they showed up, man. You know, and so, yeah, it was a payday, but they was like, look, we're coming in here to win. Now, the issue is they play Jackson State this week. You know,
it wasn't just a payday. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't
just a payday. They went there to play, and then, you know, that's why you got to strengthen those that remain, man. You always, like I tell you, a team is as strong as its weakest link. Yeah. And these guys were everything that was left over from all of these suspensions. It doesn't make sense. I mean, they barely fielded a team, and they went out there and competed. They went out there and put it all on the line. They went out there and tried to beat North Carolina and Mac Brown. They went out there. They tried hard.
Yeah, they were down to 5 offensive linemen at one point in the game. They were down to 5 guys, you know, and they were out there fighting. And they got a couple of kids, especially those skill positions. I like that wide receiver kid, man, that I think that, you know, come next season, they might be on the NFL roster, man. But shout out to FAMU. I can't wait to see the game next week when Jackson State plays FAMU, and if they're able to get their 25 guys that were eligible to play, man, that's lining up to be one of the best games of the season for the small schools. So that FAMU Jackson State game is going to be a battle, you know, and I can't wait to see it, man.
So Bobby Compton said, why? I guess he means why didn't Frost stop the run at the end of the game? He couldn't stop the run whole game. That was the defense was horrible. I mean, they were playing Ole defense, and then he said they should be up and out. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the gist of the matter is that when it comes down to this, I like the fight and the grit that any team will put up. You know, it's next man up, man. Next man up. You have to be ready to go at all times. And when you're playing a Division I schedule and you're a Division I football player, hey man, go do it, man.
Yeah.
Think about this, G. We were. I know at some point in my college career, I was, you know, second or third string, right? Mm-hmm. And I was ready to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter. Like, you know, in high school, I've started everywhere I was. You know what I'm saying? Abilene, Coleman, and Austin. I started everywhere I was. But then, you know, in college, you get to college, there's some other guys. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so what you run a 4.40? This guy is running a 4.5.
Everybody does.
And he could bench press 500 pounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Green, my roommate from college. He did bench press 525 pounds. He got it off his chest 6 times. It's ridiculous. He was an extra lineman. He was just that big. You know what I'm saying?
When you get to college, you know, you're weeding it out, you know, and everybody can play. You know, I played at 2 different universities and schools, but, you know, my big thing was, and I know this for, you know, about being ready to play. I unfortunately, me and Ma, we lost our father the summer that I graduated. So our father died in June, right? And I had to report to camp at Waldorf College within 30 days of our father passing. Like, we had barely had him in the ground, and I had to report. And I'll never forget when I got there to the campus, I saw my name 5th on the depth chart. You know, and I was like, 5th on the depth chart? I'm at JUCO? I might as well not even be here. I'm 12 hours away from my family, 13 hours away from my family. Man, listen what I'm telling you. By game 1, week 1, bruh man was in the starting lineup. So I went there to take people's stuff. And that's that mentality you got to have as the next man up. You know, I'm there to beat out the next guy.
Yeah.
You know, and then I had the opposite happen to me when I got down to school in Arkansas. You know, I got there and they highly recruited me from a junior college to play ball down there. And I get there and I got to fight for reps. And so, you know, now I got to put the time and the energy and the effort in the film room. I got to lift when nobody's lifting. I got to work out when nobody's work out, because I got to get bigger, stronger, faster, because the jump was even higher. So, you know, that's
so it's 2 things. It's 2 things I'm going to say, and we've heard this before in the KnoItAllz. It's not just ability, it's availability. You got to be there. And then it ain't just ability, it's smarts. Everybody, when you get to college, everybody can play. Yeah. Now you have to go study film. Now you have to go put in the time on the little things in order to be good. You have to know what's going to happen when this play is ran. You have to know what this call means. You have to know what this protection is. They don't want to explain it to you. They don't want to see you whiffing on a block. They don't want to see you hold. It's none of that. And you only listen. Coaches ain't got but this much patience with you, especially if you weren't their guy that they recruited. You know what I'm saying? They got this much patience, and then it's over. But shout out to FAMU. Y'all did an excellent job. I'm so glad to see you guys put up that type of fight and that type of effort. But, man, we are about to get into the neck of things. This weekend coming is college football. And I'm so excited to have the return of college football back. I'm excited, of course. My Longhorns is finna get up. 2 weeks away from this Alabama game, and I'm excited about that. I mean, B-Dirt is excited as well. Definitely we got this Ohio State Notre Dame game. That's huge. I can't wait to see that. Definitely excited about that. But, G, this is my last question I'm going to ask you before you go into corner time for us to finish off the show. Who do you expect to be the Final Four in college football?
Before I say that, Mon, I got to make it perfectly clear to all the know-it-all people how I'm feeling right about now. So let me just put this signage up, and then we'll talk about my Final Four. Let it be known and let it be clear. Saban sucks. Nick Saban sucks, man. So I gotta let that be known and be clear. So you're gonna see some other signage about Nick Saban. And Nick Saban, if you're out there listening, I hope all the bad things in the world happen to you and only you and your Alabama Crimson Tide. Because and I hope that some kind of way you get to the Final Four and we can see you, because we got something for you this year, Mr. Saban. But I digress. So let me go back to the question and ask about who I expect to be the Final Four. First of all, let me say this too, man. I watched Desmond Howard pick his Final Four on college football, and if I was an ESPN executive, I would have fired him on the spot. Because that was the worst Final Four I've ever seen in my life pick for college football. But it's Desmond Howard. Maybe he was taking a risk. It might be the last season for college football on ESPN. But, I mean, you're talking about University of Pittsburgh, Texas A&M. I mean, what is really going on with you? But anyway, I digress. Let me get to my Final Four. I think the winner of the USC-Utah game will make the Final Four. I think the winner of the Georgia-Alabama game will make the Final Four. I think Ohio State makes it to the Final Four with victories against very good Wisconsin, Penn State, Notre Dame, Michigan teams. And I got a possible wild card that could shoot the gap and actually make it. I like Clemson. I think that Clemson has the best defensive line in the whole college football. I just don't know if they got the spot at the quarterback. If the quarterback shows up, then I think Clemson's got a shot. So I like maybe Clemson if their quarterback shows up, Ohio State because I think they're going to go on a run starting next Saturday, the winner of the Georgia-Alabama game, and the winner of the USC-Utah game. And I got one sleeper team, the University of Kentucky. Don't be shocked if they're playing in the SEC championship game. They are very good. They are very good. And I wouldn't want to play them.
Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, USC.
So you think USC is going to pop Utah?
I do.
Wow. In Corgate, in Utah?
I do. I think offensively he's going to have enough to do it. It's the scary thing is that defense of Utah's is nice.
Yes.
But, I think he'll have a little bit more offensive. I mean, the youngster Williams, Caleb Williams, he's a winner. He got that it, that moxie. And he got weapons over there.
Yeah, he got a lot of weapons.
He got weapons over there. Shout out to Kevin Ingram. Shout out, he commented on the KnoItAllz page on Facebook.
Yeah.
Definitely all of your comments were welcome, and we thank you guys for watching, man. Definitely thank you guys for watching. Big G, it's that corner time. It's that time for you, man. It's that time. Hey, you got to finish it off.
I'm gonna finish off my time, man, but I want y'all to know we take it serious over here to KnoItAllz. So when you got to do stuff like this, just remember that Mod bet Dallas Cowboys 13 wins. Remember, and Mod bet Texas beats Alabama, because this ain't gonna be the last time you're gonna see somebody in the corner. So saying all that, let me get back in my spot, man.
I think you need to get back in your spot. You need to go ahead and get back in your spot. That's a beautiful thing right there. You know, when you see the corner time, that's what's written on his back. I love it. You know what I'm saying? We got to get this kind of stuff. This is must-see podcast TV. You know what I'm saying? And my parting shot, you guys, my parting shot again is definitely I am excited for football to return. But I think, you know, we've been arguing this thing for a couple of years. We've been arguing less preseason football games, you know, because it gives more opportunity for the players that we know and love to get hurt. And my parting shot is, man, maybe we should revisit this. We should revisit this, and maybe the starters should only be allowed to play in that last preseason game because they're practicing all week. And as long as, you know, I mean, we had somebody get hurt in practice. As long as they're getting it in, I mean, they're going to be ready. These are professional athletes and professional football players. So I think we should definitely look at that. You know, I thank you guys for watching. Everybody, if you do like the content that you are being provided, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. And we were live on Twitter today as well. So make sure that you, you know, on all of these platforms, make sure you connect with us and you talk with us, man, because we definitely would love to see you. For myself, for Tate, and for the guy over there that's taking corner time, I'm not even going to run the outro because I want y'all to see just how great this feels, you know, to win a bet. And y'all need to, we're going to go out to Big G and corner time. For Mod, I'm out.